You prayed for it again last night. The same name, the same need, the same sentence you have carried into prayer so many times that you almost feel embarrassed saying it now. And when you finished, nothing seemed different. No answer, no sign, just the familiar silence waiting for you when you opened your eyes. You still believe God hears prayer, but this one has been repeated so often that a harder question has begun forming underneath it. If He hears you, why does it feel as though your words keep returning unopened? Stay with that question, because the repetition may not mean your prayer is failing. It may reveal that something deeper is happening, in the request, in the waiting, and inside you. You know the pattern by now. Something reminds you of the need, and your chest tightens. You pray in the car. You whisper it before sleep. You bring it up while washing dishes, sitting at work, or staring at a message that still has not arrived. At first, you prayed with expectation. Then you prayed with determination. Now, some days, you pray simply because you do not know what else to do. And every repetition carries more history. The date that passed, the door that stayed closed, the symptoms that returned, the person who still has not changed. You may even edit your prayer before God hears it. You soften the request. You apologize for asking again. You add, if it is not too much, as though the one who formed the stars might be exhausted by your need. But God is not irritated by the sound of your voice. He does not look at your repeated prayer and say, "This again?" Your persistence is not an interruption to Him. So why does it feel unheard? The first possibility is uncomfortable, but freeing. Sometimes you are measuring whether God heard you by whether your circumstances moved immediately. You ask for healing, then check the pain. You ask for provision, then check the account. You ask for reconciliation, then check the phone. When nothing changes on the outside, you conclude that nothing happened at all. But heaven's first response is not always visible movement. A seed can be fully received by the soil while the surface remains unbroken. Beneath what looks like silence, roots may already be reaching toward water. The absence of visible change is not proof of divine inactivity. And that opens another question. If God is working beneath the surface, what is He working on? Sometimes He is working on the answer. Sometimes He is working on the path that will carry the answer safely to you. And sometimes He is working on the person who will receive it, you. You may be asking for a door that your present strength could not yet walk through without losing your peace. You may be asking for restoration while God is exposing what made the relationship unsafe. You may be asking for relief while He is building endurance that relief alone could never produce. This does not mean suffering is your fault. It means God sees beyond the moment your prayer is trying to escape. He sees what the answer will touch, every person connected to it, every consequence beyond it, and every grace you will need when it arrives. The prayer feels simple because you can see the pain. The answer may be complex because God can see the whole road. There is also a difference between repetition born from trust and repetition driven by panic. Trust returns to God because God is home. Panic repeats the words because it believes the right wording, enough intensity, or one more promise will force the outcome. You can hear the difference inside yourself. Trust says, "Father, I am bringing this back because I know you care." Panic says, "If I stop saying this, everything will fall apart." One keeps your heart connected. The other slowly makes you believe the result depends entirely on your ability to pray perfectly. It does not. Your prayer is not powerful because you never stumble over a sentence. Your prayer is held because the one receiving it is faithful. 1 John chapter 5 verse 14 says, "And this is the confidence that we have in Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He heareth us." Notice where the confidence rests. Not in how many times you asked, not in how emotional you sounded, not in whether you found flawless words. The confidence is in Him. And notice what the verse promises, He heareth us. It does not say every request arrives in the form you imagined. It does not say every answer comes before the ache becomes tiring. It says you are heard. That changes the posture of repeated prayer. You are not standing outside a locked door, shouting until God notices. You are speaking inside a relationship where your voice is already known. But the words, according to His will, may make you nervous. They can sound like a hidden rejection, as though every prayer ends with God quietly saying no. Yet God's will is not a trap door beneath your hope. His will is the wisdom that refuses to give you something in a form that harms you, arrives too early, or pulls you away from what you were truly asking for underneath the words. You ask for that job, but beneath it you are asking for provision and purpose. You ask for that person, but beneath it you are asking to be loved and known. You ask for the pain to end, but beneath it you are asking for life to feel possible again. God hears the sentence. He also hears the need beneath the sentence. And sometimes His answer protects the deeper prayer by changing the visible one. This is where repeated prayer can become something more than repeating a request. It can become a place where God refines what you are really asking for. The first prayer may be, "God, make this happen." The next becomes, "God, show me what I cannot see." Then, "God, keep my heart soft while I wait." And eventually, "God, I still want this, but I want to remain close to you more than I want to control how you answer." That is not giving up. That is prayer becoming surrender without becoming silence. Jesus Himself prayed repeatedly in Gethsemane. He returned to the Father with the same grief. Repetition was not unbelief. It was honesty staying in the presence of God. So you do not need to stop bringing the request, but you may need to stop treating each repetition like another attempt to earn a hearing you already have. Bring the same prayer, but leave room around it. After you ask, sit quietly for 1 minute. Ask, "What are you forming in me while I wait?" Write down your fear, then place it beside what Scripture says about God's character. If the prayer concerns another person, release the part that belongs to their choices. If it concerns a decision, ask for wisdom as earnestly as you ask for the outcome. If it concerns pain, let trusted people help carry what was never meant to remain hidden. Small acts of faith do not replace the answer. They keep the unanswered prayer from becoming the only thing your life can see. And here is the turn. You prayed for it again last night. The same name, the same need, the same sentence. But your words did not return unopened. They were heard by a Father who already knew the need, welcomed your voice, and saw the entire road your answer would travel. The silence after prayer is not an empty room. It is a space where trust learns to breathe without immediate proof. You may receive the answer you asked for. You may receive it differently. You may discover that God has been answering the deepest part of the prayer while you were watching only one door. But you are not ignored. You are not too repetitive. You are not wearing out the patience of God. Carry this sentence with you today. I do not repeat my prayer to make God listen. I return because He already hears me. If this found you in the middle of a prayer you have been carrying for a long time, tell me in the comments what you are trusting God with. I read every one. And subscribe if you want to keep walking through these quiet seasons together. Your prayer has been heard. Now take the next faithful step and let God hold what you cannot see.